Hello, everyone. Helen Yu here at Acumatica Summit in Seattle. I'm here joined by Novy, who is the founder and CEO for Korpack. Before we talk about Acumatica and your journey with Acumatica, why don't we start with Korpack? Tell us what it does and who it serves, and yourself, your journey as well.
Yeah. So I launched the company about 10.5 years ago. We started out mainly as a materials and design firm.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last few years, we started doing a lot more with contract packaging.
Well, not everyone knows what contract packaging is.
Sure.
Can you elaborate that a little bit?
Yeah, contract packaging is when you do the packaging of products for a company.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't do it themselves. Sometimes they have different projects that they don't really have the capacity to do, and we'll take on that work.
Okay.
Mostly serving CPG customers, consumer product goods. So that's products that you'd see in the grocery store or the electronics store.
So congrats on opening the third location recently.
Yep.
And also, congrats on the really tremendous amount of growth. What business problem that brought you to Acumatica?
That's really just about being flexible and organized and doing more with less. Being able to have a 360 view of what's going on with your customers, your products, your inventory, accounts receivable, and just having all that in a pretty simple snapshot, and be able to act on what you need to has been proven very beneficial to us.
Well, kudos to your vision. Thanks. As an unconventional thinker. I read about you, so really proud of the success you've had as a company.
Thanks.
As a leader as well. And as a CEO, what other tech stack do you rely on beyond Acumatica?
Yeah, so we do a lot with business intelligence with Power BI. And we just integrated a company called Belixo, which integrates with Excel and import scenarios, allows us to even change our data faster. And we have a manufacturing module with Acumatica, and we're starting to look at WMS modules.
Okay. Tell us, let's unpack a little bit, right? With Acumatica, what are the capability that it brought to you that you didn't have before?
I mean, really, it's the flexibility. It's being able to make dashboards, change your data sets, be able to change formulas and what you're looking at, quickly make reports for customers. One of the big things was a customer portal. I think that a lot of our customers have viewed that as very beneficial to get 24/7 access into their inventory.
So that's the easy button we're all looking for.
Right.
That's pretty cool. And then for other starters who are evaluating solutions like Acumatica, what kind of advice would you give it to them?
I think they should seriously give it a chance because a couple of things. One, it's more affordable than some of the other companies out there that are doing a similar thing. It's growing quickly. They're also interested in user feedback, where I think some companies are too big for that at this point. There's really nothing that it doesn't do that we've needed for the last 10 years. We just started to really need that manufacturing module, which is also native Acumatica. And then the WMS is really the only thing that we needed that next level of improvement. But it still integrates perfectly.
What kind of new feature are you most excited about?
So with the Acumatica platform, most excited about the AI integration. Yeah. Being able to query your own data without having to program something into Power BI. Really just get more on the fly intelligence. Very excited for that.
Okay. What one thing that you wish you'd known before diving into the implementation, or your team before your team diving into implementation?
This is kind of an unfair question because when I started the company, I was starting from scratch. So I didn't have a lot of legacy data. Because I didn't have a lot of legacy data, the original setup, they didn't really know what to set up. So the biggest advice I would say is just never rush the setup.
I love that. You know, as a CEO, I work with a lot of mid-sized companies. What advice would you give to other CEOs who stuck or who are struggling with the rise of technology, the speed of technology innovation, and then trying to figure out where do they start? Yeah.
I think that the biggest advice I'd give to people is just to not be afraid of it. It's happening. It's here. It's not going anywhere. And even though an ERP conversion or new implementation is a bear to deal with, it's something that has to be done. If you're stuck in legacy systems that don't give you that flexibility, you're not going to be able to scale the company as well as others in your space.
Well said. Nick, thank you so much for your time. And I hope that I'll see you again at the summit next year.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.